I was staring at my phone screen in the dim light of our bedroom when the email popped up, subject line, Joint Lease Agreement, Final Copy Attached. My hands went cold, because the lease didn't just have her name on it. It had his too, her coworker. The same guy she told me was just a work friend. And the move-in date? Next month. That's when I realized something inside my marriage had already ended. I just hadn't been told yet. The apartment around me suddenly felt more than any hotel room I'd ever stayed in. My wife was in the shower, humming like nothing in the world was wrong, while her secret life was being legally documented on a PDF sitting in my inbox. And I kept thinking, how long had this been planned behind my back? I didn't move. I didn't breathe right. I just stared at the screen, waiting for it to make sense. It didn't. And that's when everything started to collapse. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel, tell us where you're from, and what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. Her name was Rachel. We'd been married 6 years in Chicago, living what I thought was a stable, ordinary life. I worked long hours. She worked as a project coordinator at a marketing firm downtown. Her coworker, Daniel, was a name I'd heard too often lately. Too many late meetings. Too many team dinners. Too many excuses that started to blur together. But I never had proof. Not until that night. The email wasn't meant for me. It was a forwarded copy from a leasing office, accidentally synced to my shared backup folder. Joint lease. Rachel and Daniel. 1-bedroom loft in River North. Move-in scheduled for next month. My chest tightened so hard I thought I might actually laugh. Not because it was funny, but because it was absurd. Like my life had been quietly rewritten without my permission. I heard the bathroom door open behind me. That's when it hit me. I locked my phone and set it down like nothing had happened. Rachel walked into the room wrapped in a towel, calm, smiling. "You still up?" "Yeah," I said. My voice didn't sound like mine. And in that moment, I realized something important. She wasn't going to confess. Not ever. She was going to leave me standing in the dark while she walked into a new life with him. Over the next few days, I became someone else. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Instead, I watched. Every excuse she gave, I noted. Every late meeting. Every weekend, she suddenly became unavailable. I started tracking patterns, quietly, methodically. Suspicion turned into unease. Unease turned into confirmation. I checked the lease again. The security deposit was already paid. Her signature was on it. So was his. And mine wasn't just missing. It was erased from the life we were supposed to be building. Denial didn't even last a full day. I wanted it to be a mistake. A misunderstanding. A shared office joke gone wrong. But people don't joke their way into joint leases. I contacted a divorce attorney the next morning. No emotion. Just facts. Chicago-based. Clean process. Financial separation strategy. The lawyer asked me one question after reviewing the document. Do you want to protect yourself or destroy her leverage? That's when something inside me shifted. Not anger. Clarity. I started building quietly. I copied financial records. I documented her spending patterns. I pulled communication logs from our shared accounts. I even verified her schedule through public timestamps, work badges, location receipts, everything. And then I found the final piece. A message notification on her laptop when she left it open one night. Daniel, can't wait to finally stop hiding. Next month can't come fast enough. Next month. The same timing as the lease. They weren't just cheating. They were coordinating an exit strategy. From me. From our marriage. From everything I thought we were building. Manipulation came next. She started acting overly affectionate. Cooking dinner. Asking about my day. Touching my arm like we were normal. But I wasn't normal anymore. I was watching a performance. And I was preparing the final act. I told her I was traveling for work next week. A short trip to Dallas. She didn't even look up from her phone when I said it. Okay, she said. Drive safe. No hesitation. No emotion. That told me everything. While she believed I was gone, I stayed in Chicago. And I waited. I coordinated with my lawyer. I secured bank protections. I moved half our joint funds into a protected account under legal advisement. Nothing illegal, just survival. Then I contacted Daniel's HR department anonymously. Not with accusations. With documentation. Lease agreement. Timeline overlap. Internal policy violations involving workplace relationships. I didn't need drama. I needed consequences. The collapse started faster than I expected. Daniel was called into HR within 48 hours. Suspended pending investigation. The apartment lease he thought was guaranteed suddenly became a liability his company refused to support. Financial pressure hit first, then panic, then blame. Rachel called me that night. Her voice was sharp, defensive. Did you do something? I stayed quiet. Something's happening at work. Daniel says. I cut her off. Calmly. I know about the lease, Rachel. Silence. That silence lasted longer than any argument we'd ever had. I can explain, she finally said. But I didn't want explanations. I wanted truth. And truth had already spoken. The next morning, I filed. Clean. Final. Legally airtight. My lawyer described it as textbook execution. No messy court battle. No emotional back and forth. Just documentation meeting reality. Rachel came home that afternoon expecting normalcy. Instead, she found my suitcase gone, and a copy of the filing on the kitchen counter. Her hands shook as she picked it up. For the first time, she wasn't in control of the story anymore. The lease collapsed completely within days. Daniel lost his position. The apartment application was revoked. Deposits frozen pending investigation. Their new life didn't just stall, it disintegrated. Rachel tried to call me 5 times. I didn't answer, because there was nothing left to negotiate. She had already moved out of our marriage the moment she signed that lease. She just forgot to tell me. A week later, I stood alone in our nearly empty apartment. Boxes gone. Photos gone. Silence everywhere. I looked at the space where our life used to exist, and I didn't feel anger anymore. Just distance. Like I was remembering someone else's story. Outside, Chicago traffic moved like nothing had changed. Inside, everything already had. I left the keys on the counter, closed the door behind me, and never looked back. Because some betrayals don't end a marriage. They simply reveal it never existed the way you believed. And the hardest part isn't the cheating. It's realizing how long you were the only one living inside the truth. The end.